Hello, and in today's video I am going to have a look at a PlayStation 4's power supply and repair it. Now, as you can see, I already disassembled the power supply. Now, I have already discharged all the capacitors over here, here, and this big one over here, just to make sure I don't get a nasty shock. Now, the first thing we're going to check is the fuses. Here's the main fuse. That's good, as you can hear from the buzzing on the multimeter that's on continuity. Second fuse is alright. Yeah, apparently it's more stuck than I thought. Now most of the stuff on the underneath looks good. There's a little bit of dust and stuff, but it's alright. Have a closer look at the board itself. Now here we see something. Oh, that's already loose. I did have a look at this before, so I didn't test much, but I immediately went to this capacitor because of, you can see this capacitor is completely bulged out and loose. There's also some, let me just get the probe in frame. There's also some corrosion over here that might just need a cleanup. Okay, so where we picked off, I was with here with the capacitor. And then over here there's some corrosion, which I am assuming, focus. Now this corrosion I'm assuming is attached to this capacitor. Also why it's maybe oh, that looks a lot worse than I thought. That whole top is cracked. So the rest of the board looks pretty much fine. The 5 volt and the 5 volt side of the thing looks for the power supply looks alright. 12 volt side looks alright. No coils, no loose transformers or anything like that. So yeah, let's try and replace the capacitor. Okay, now to find out where the alignment is of these capacitors. Seems to be that joint. Okay. Now we just flux it. And this is unleaded solder. Let's just give it a mix with the leaded ones, just to help loosen it up. Let's see if this comes loose. Not by a long shot. Try pulling it from above. Okay. There we go. Leg 1 out. See, it's over there. And that's most likely, if I'm guessing correctly, the other pin. So we do the exact same process. Flux it, get some leaded solder in there. Just help it along. Come from above. Let me just pull it out. I just need to check against the light if those holes are open. They are not open. At least the positive side's not open. I don't know if you can see that, but that hole's not going all the way. That hole's not going all the way through cleanly. So, where would that hole be again? Oh, yeah, that one. Now I ain't got time for this technique. Is it open? Still doesn't look open enough. Add a bit more flux. And that looks pretty open. Okay. We have it open. Clean off the solder point. Get some isopropyl alcohol. Dip this in. Clean off that nasty stuff over there. Just being stubborn. Okay. Nasty. Ugh. Actually so bad. And whatever this stuff was tinned with is exposing the direct copper. By the way, before someone asks me, this is equivalent to a fuse of 0.1 ohm resistor or just a jumper. Just quickly get the multimeter. Set it to continuity. See, I shorted out as well. Now for the capacitor's ratings, it's a 150 UF 450 volt radial capacitor. Now I found this capacitor on DigiKey, which is basically a drop-in replacement. There's the part number and everything if you need it. Literally almost just a drop-in. 450, 150 UF. Okay, you see the black line? That indicates negative. Now the negative indicators are here on the capacitor, or you can check the leads. Long lead is positive, short lead is negative. Now we just shove that through. And we start bending. There we go. Just hold it. Then we just hold it in place. And then from the leftover solder that's still there, we just tack one lead in. No, it's not there. Okay, the leftover solder is not enough. We get some solder from the tip. We just put it on the tip. Bring it in, holding down, and just let it flow onto the pads. I'm applying no pressure whatsoever on this. It looks like a decent joint. Now we can release it from behind. Bring in the next one. See, it's a bit dry on flux. We give it some flux. Bring it in. And that seems to be good. Oh, now I need to find some snips. Now we just take those leads. Snip them off. Give a good check on those two joints. This one doesn't look so hot. Let's just resolder that. Now I'm just tap soldering, just to make sure I heat up both the lead and the pad without burning off the pad. I'm gonna give a retap solder to that one as well. Flux. Okay, now we can reassemble it. Give it a good fast dust clean. We start with the base. Okay. Just now they have a good click. I feel like I'm forgetting a component here. Can't remember. There was a side panel here. Doesn't look like it. It's probably not critically necessary. But alright. Let's get these two screws in. Let me just check something quickly. Okay, while I figure out what the fuck with the screws, I'm gonna semi-plug in this. Also without damaging the ribbons. Right to stick in it. And now I need to remember where this thing's power buttons are. Okay. Power supply's in. I need to find the power cord. Hopefully this doesn't blow up in my fuzz. Okay, applying 220 volts AC. Nothing's exploded. That's good news. Here we have fan spin. Do we have an LED on the front? Let's just see. Yeah. White light. Let's hold that power supply in. This is extremely dangerous. Don't do what I'm doing. We have a light. Now note this thing was dead as a stone before. No power, no nothing. So I reassembled the power supply. Well, I took out the power supply again after getting lights. Now, no one has a reassembly guide for this. And I forgot where all the screws go. Wonderful times. So most of the rest of the video is gonna be me trying to figure out which screw goes where. This long screw I know goes into these shafts. At least I flip and hope. Yeah, that looks about. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'm going to guess that this long screw goes in there. Let's see how that works out. Yeah, the head's about the same size. Okay, and that's tight. I did not strip it. If anyone was wondering about that clicking sound, I am assuming. Where's that mounting plate? Ah, that makes sense. Those two, I'm assuming are these two silver ones. Get the PlayStation back here. Yeah, that's the only screws that remain. So, take away the low voltage thing. That plate is way too shiny. Put back in the 5-volt connector. If anyone's interested, the two prongs that were at the bottom, I don't know if I caught that on video, is the two, is the 12-volt connection. Please cooperate. I'm not getting any. I'm not. Take you bastard. Feels like it's taken. Right to the other side. Yeah, that one immediately took. Okay, that one's in good. What screw heads do you use? Let's get a bit. I forgot they were the spiteful. No, this is pure spite. I don't know if you will be able to see that. Focus. There is a little nub inside that screw. So you need a hole in your bit in the middle to get that screw in. Now you can mitigate this by using a flat or a triangle screwdriver if you got one. If I can find my flat. Now what I'm doing is I'm literally using a flat screwdriver to mitigate the screws of Sony or whoever designed them. Small trick. Use magnet. Put on screwdriver. Hold screw if your screwdriver is not good enough. Oh, we just place in the screw and down we go. Now, is that any good? That's not good. That's the wrong screw. Back it out. Over here. Is that any good? Yeah, that's the correct screw. At least I didn't long screw it. Another one. Take the shorter one of the two. That one's probably the shortest one. Goes in here. That's flush. Take the other one. That one. It's not taking. And I probably stripped that one. Oh well. Okay, let's get the shield. Let's get the main shield. Okay, then we have these two back screws, which I'm quickly gonna put in. Try the other screwdriver set. More finesse. And that I was not the first one in this piece of machine. And that's why most of the screws are buggered. Alright. Let's see if this thing works. Or at least if I get some display out of it. At least it's from I have no power to I have a light and I make beepy sounds. Okay, this is the first I can test it without a controller or any games, since I don't own them. So we have blue light. Wait for the screen. Indicating it as a picture. No HDMI signal. Huh. It's powering on. Hey, there we go. I'll get back to you when this is done. Okay, since I don't have controllers, this seems to be the furthest I can get, but that's good enough in my book. Have a good one.